You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White sports fans, we're going to be talking about NFL Hall of Fame receiver Cris Carter. The longtime former Minnesota Vikings wide receiver weighed in on one LeBron James, a.k.a. LaChana James, if he could have actually made it in the NFL when compared to other wide receivers like T.O., Randy Moss, etc. Now, we know LeBron has the physical gifts. He's 6'8", 260 pounds. The man is a physical specimen. But you know that's only one part of actually being an NFL player. Now, Cris Carter was on with Dan Patrick, and Dan Patrick actually asked him a question on if LeBron James could have made it into the NFL. And guys, Cris Carter's response would not make one LaChana James very happy whatsoever. So we're going to be diving into that in this video, guys. So first, make sure you guys check out blackandwhitenetwork.com for exclusive content. We have membership plans just starting at $5 per month. And this Saturday, we're going to have a monthly members live stream. And if you pick up a membership, you can join in on the live stream. If you're a silver member, email us and you can actually be on a panel with me and Rhodes talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. With that being said, let's dive into this. Over here on Outkick, Cris Carter doesn't think LeBron has the toughness to make it in the NFL. Straight up, straightforward right there. LeBron is not going to be happy about that whatsoever here. Okay? Now, it goes on here and it says that because of his success, some have suggested LeBron could have played in the NFL. Hall of Fame receiver Cris Carter scoffed at that idea, claiming James lacks NFL toughness. Carter recently discussed James's NFL prospects during an appearance on the Dan Patrick Show. And this is what Dan Patrick actually asked him, quote, could he have been Randy Moss? Could he have been Terrell Owens? Could he have been Calvin Johnson? Patrick asked. Now, all of those guys have all of the physical capabilities to actually be productive NFL players. And all three of those guys, Hall of Famers, three of the greatest wide receivers the game has ever seen, including Cris Carter. So that makes four. Now, LeBron James was an all-state wide receiver in high school, I believe his sophomore year in Ohio. But as we all know, LeBron James is in the NBA. LeBron James did not play college wide receiver. He played in high school. And we know that college is on a much different level than high school. And of course, the NFL is on another level as well. It says here, Carter responded by questioning the toughness of not only James, who's listed at 6'8", 250. I think I said 260, but I digress. But also Olympian Usain Bolt. Quote, LeBron's a tough guy in the NBA. I don't know if he's a tough guy in the NFL. Now, is LeBron really a tough guy in the NBA? I'm not really sure about that, because one thing that we know about LeBron that does frustrate me about his game, the man will flop. LeBron has been known to flop from time to time. In the NFL, you got to take the hits. There is no flopping. If you're running across the middle of the field, you can get lit up like a Christmas tree. Now, could LeBron James actually deal with that when the man complains about getting tit-tat fouls in the NBA? And the NBA is definitely not as tough as it was 20 years ago. But Cris Carter goes on. He says, quote, if it was that easy, Usain Bolt would be playing somewhere in the NFL. You know, all of a sudden, Dan, guys come up out of the surface and they hit you and they say things to you. And most track athletes, they don't have that type of temperament. And I could also say NBA toughness is a different type of toughness and grit than what you need to play in the NFL. Now, like I said before, the NBA has gotten super duper soft. And to quote Stephen A. Smith, the NBA is softer than cottonelle tissue because somebody breathes on you, they call a foul. So toughness in the NBA today is not the same as it was during the 1990s. Now, you have very few guys that actually play that style today. You know, like I would say Draymond Green plays an old school style. Pat Beverly, same way as well. LeBron, not so much. He's definitely much more of a crybaby. We have seen that. And he says, if anyone knows about NFL toughness, it's Carter. He was the first All-American receiver in Ohio State's history, and he played in 234 NFL games and amassed nearly 14,000 yards and 130 touchdowns. So there you have it, guys. Cris Carter, he doesn't think LeBron James can make it because LeBron James does not have that type of toughness in him to make it on the NFL level, which I do believe the NFL is not as tough as what it used to be, and they kind of changed up the rules a little bit. But make no mistake about it, it's still much more tougher than the NBA today. Now, for one thing also about the NBA, everybody wants to be buddy and friendly and team up with each other. They don't really want to beat each other. That isn't really the way that the NFL works, okay? Still, the general managers run the NFL teams, whereas in the NBA, the players run it. And the NBA today is pretty much unwatchable. If you just take away the social justice stuff, the NBA has turned into a three-point shooting league, and you really don't have to play very much defense, I would say, or I should say you're not really allowed to play defense like you were many, many years ago. But still, the NFL is still a hurt game if you're a wide receiver. You're going to have to take the punishment. Can LeBron James actually do that? Physically, he could, but mentally, I don't know. I don't know if he's actually built like that at all. Cris Carter is actually onto something here. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, do you agree with Cris Carter that LeBron James is not tough enough? He's too weak to actually play in the NFL at wide receiver. He could be onto something just based off what we have actually seen the way he actually plays and the way he reacts to things and flopping in the NBA. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.